Bitcoin is breaking the uptrend in the relative strength index. Guys, is this one of the early signs that we are going to see a massive dump in the Bitcoin price, or can Bitcoin still recover from this indicator? In today's video, we will be looking at Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame, but I'm also going to bring you guys to a lot of different Bitcoin charts for the macro perspective. So I want to give you a very good image of what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin, or could happen with Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame, but also in the longer term time frames, so that we get a full picture of what is happening in the markets basically. So what we can see right here, Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame, is that we did form somewhat of a bullish divergence right here. We did got a push to the upside, but it was just not enough, and we couldn't break above the 4-hour EMA ribbon. So far, the relative strength index, that uptrend, is actually breaking, and it looks like we just unlocked some more bearish momentum right here. But we also got to be realistic. Right now it's Saturday. In the weekend, most of the time the price action goes sideways. So I don't expect any major volatility until Sunday night. Sunday night is often when the volatility comes back in Bitcoin. And some things to note are that we still have a CME gap above us. Someone talked about the 60-day cycle as well. And yes, we came down into that 60-day cycle low, so it is possible that we formed a 60-day cycle low. However, we just haven't seen a lot of strength coming into the Bitcoin price. So maybe that 60-day cycle low is delayed, and I don't want to solely depend my strategy on that one indicator, right? If things line up, yes, that is good, but if we cannot reclaim any resistance levels, then yeah, it's just not looking all too good, right? So what I would like to see with Bitcoin, I would like to see Bitcoin, if it wants to become more bullish, I would like to see Bitcoin come up right here into this 4-hour EMA ribbon, and yeah, preferably break above 26,500. But most likely when that moment comes, this will be already a little bit lower. And another important level above us, which I have been talking about, is the Fibonacci level of 23.60%. Because the thing is, guys, and this is quite interesting, is that from the lows till the highs, if we use the Fibonacci retracement tool, we actually just came down and fell straight below the 23.60%, right? While the others are actually quite showing a lot of significance right here. So in terms of support and resistances, so it's a bit of a weird situation for Bitcoin to just be in between these Fibonacci levels, because normally it would get supported on either one or just fall through to the next one, right? So we can see that we fall below, we had this push in the Bitcoin price, then we actually got rejected from this Fibonacci level, and so far we couldn't reclaim. So this is also a level I'm watching. This is roughly at 26,700. So yeah, I think the first level to watch for more bullish, potential bullish continuation is 26,005, but 26.7 is also very important, as that is where the Fibonacci level is. So what is a possible outcome? We could also do something like this, guys, where we just break down and then do something like this, and where Bitcoin just goes down maybe to the next Fibonacci level around 24k, and that we form this bullish divergence a little bit later. So we have that higher low right here, and then that lower low right here. That is also a possibility, but for right now, in the shorter term time frame, this is not looking all too bullish, as it failed to reclaim some significant levels, and we are losing the uptrend in the relative strength index. So short term, in my opinion, is not looking all too bullish. We can try and check and confirm that with derivatives exchange data. Therefore, we go to whaleportal.com, and then we first of all look at the funding rates. Those are positive, not too bullish either. What is happening with the premium index on the 1 hour? Is it going up? Is it going down? So it's slightly going up with a green bar, but it's kind of neutral, I have to say. We had a crazy reading on the take by sell ratio. I will have a look into that, what that exactly was, but yeah, most likely let's go to the daily time frame. Let's have a look. We do see that, yeah, there are definitely people buying Bitcoin with a market order in the past couple of days, and we have seen a massive flush in the open interest. So That is also quite nice because when this open interest is being flushed, the market will become a little bit more healthy. But yeah, the technical picture, like I said, doesn't look all too bullish until or unless we can reclaim some nice levels. Then guys, I want to have a talk a little bit about the macro perspective of Bitcoin because there are some important things. There are actually two things that I think is really important to share with you. The first thing is actually that a little bit more bearish, but the first thing is that the momentum on Bitcoin in the longer term time frame is fading. And this is very, very normal. We have seen this with internet companies. We have seen this with the dot-com bubble. I'm doing a lot of research into that. You might have heard about this on Benjamin's Cohen channel as diminishing returns, but basically it's the same thing. When we have a look at these metrics, it just shows that Bitcoin is still in an uptrend, but the momentum of that uptrend is fading. So as you can see right here, very explosive, big whiff from the 200-week moving average, any price, supporting on the 200 week, supporting on the 200 week, and right now we fall below the 200 week, right? We are actually right now trading below the 200 week, but this was in previous bull markets unheard of, right? If you would fall below the 200 week, is a very bad sign. That's also why I took a little bit profits right now, just to wait until we reclaim this level, because I just don't like Bitcoin trading below this level. But you can clearly see in this chart that the momentum is fading, and that is also very visible in the stock to flow model, because the stock to flow model shows basically Bitcoin's value based on its scarcity. And that model is not really correct. It has been very accurate in the past, but it's not really that accurate anymore. What we can see is that the red line is the real value of Bitcoin based on scarcity, and the colored line is basically the price of Bitcoin. So we overshoot the stock to flow model, undershoot. We overshoot, we undershoot. We overshoot, but the last one was not really an overshoot. We just actually came to that real valuation, and we have a major undershoot. So you can already see, like, if you would compare this in cycles, first one, big overshoot, small undershoot. Medium overshoot, small undershoot. No overshoot, big undershoot. So you get my point, right? So I wouldn't say like Bitcoin going to 400,000, 460,000 in 2025, 2026. Guys, I don't think that's going to happen. Of course, everything can happen, and it really also depends on the money printer. If the money printer goes full on and we double or triple the whole US dollar supply, yeah, okay, we have a higher chance of reaching those levels, but your purchasing power wouldn't be the same. If we just have a look at terms of today, I think we have to be really aware of this, because the next bull market, if it comes, like the next hype phase, mania phase, is really, in my opinion, one of the last chance to take significant profits before we enter a multi-year long downtrend in Bitcoin. And I've been talking already about this since right here. Since the low right here, I've been being very bullish because of this 4-year cycle low and the 6-year cycle and all. But I'm also in the, if we look after this bull market, where we can top maybe in 2024, maybe even in 2025, right? That really depends if we do a regular 4-year cycle or if we do the 16-year cycle. So if that's a flipped 4-year cycle, then it really depends where we top. But I really expect Bitcoin to enter a multi-year long bear market, because this is also something we have seen with different adoption cycles, not only with Bitcoin. We can also see it a little bit in this rainbow chart, guys. First overshoot, go back to this green line, smaller overshoot, go back to the blue line. Then we have no overshoot, go back to the blue line. Then we went to only to orange, and then we fell below the blue line. So here you can also already see, in terms of structure, that the momentum on the longer term time frame is fading, right? And this is not even including including inflation into the equation. Because if you look at the money supply and you take inflation into consideration into the equation with this, then this low would be way lower than this orange line. So that's also something to note. Then we have the fear and greed index, guys, and that is what I want to talk about in the short-term time frame. Like, even though I'm saying that the momentum on Bitcoin is fading in the macro perspective, you got to see this from the full cycle, from the beginning of Bitcoin till where we are going right now. We are seeing that the momentum right now is weaker than in the beginning. That's logical. It is like something like, it is like an adoption is something like a piece of energy that is being thrown to time and space, and then like sooner or later, if you throw a tennis ball, like later in the throw, it will also lose its momentum, and it will come to a tipping point, and then it will come down, right? If you throw it up, it will, like, for the most part, go up. It will begin very fast, but there will be a tipping point and will go down. And that's what I think with Bitcoin, and I think we are very close to that tipping point. And in terms of times, that is almost the exact same thing what the internet did. So that's why I think it's so interesting. But that doesn't mean that we still have the opportunity of a lifetime right now for Bitcoin to take advantage of this bull market. So although the momentum on the long-term time frame is fading, we do see nice opportunities to buy Bitcoin, right? I mean, buying below the 200-week moving average might be a very good idea. Buying when we are at the blue zone from the stock to flow model also might be a very good idea. Buying when we are at the bottom of this rainbow chart also most likely is a very good idea. So I don't want to be the extreme bear right here. No. When I'm talking about bullish, bear, up, down, whatever, it's really important to know on what time frame I'm talking about, because I can be bearish for today and tomorrow and the next 3 days because we broke the relative strength index, but it doesn't mean that for the coming months I'm bearish too, because for the coming months or coming year we are looking at a very good entry price right now. But then that also doesn't mean that I'm bullish for the next 3 years. No, I got a plan settled out. Where I want to take advantage of this bull market, but I think we will see an early top, and I think Bitcoin will enter a multi-year long bear market. A bear market we haven't seen, similar like kind of a depression in the regular financial markets, in the economy, which will really take down investors' risk on behavior. That's what I think, and I think 2022 was a small taste of that. And I think the next recession, which I think will start in 2024 and end in 2026, or the low will occur in 2026, that is a maybe 1.5 year, 2 year correction. And of course, if we want to recover from that, it will take time. So maybe 2 years, maybe a little bit longer. But that will be more heavy than the one we have seen in 2022. So yeah, guys, maybe in the shorter term time frame, September, like I also said, is the most bearish month for stocks and crypto, right? Maybe we do get some orange right here, or something like we have seen in March 2020. We are seeing a lot of talks about a potential crash. So it is possible that we do get one last shakeout in September before we can continue this uptrend. So that is something that I'm looking at. Right now, the fear and greed index is kind of neutral. We are not really at fearful levels. But it is possible to get some shakeout in the month of September for Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame. Guys, that was it for today's video. Hey, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you appreciate that we have a look at the short and longer term time frames. I hope it gives you a little bit a clear picture of what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin and what I think is happening right now, and my arguments that I use for that. You don't have to agree, of course. If you have a different opinion, you can share it with me in the comment section down below, guys. Important, of course, if you want to stay connected with me and if you want to take advantage of the knowledge that I have about these cycles in these bull markets, when to take profits, when to re-enter, and so on, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so you are staying connected with me through this bull market. Then, guys, I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.